So I've been preparing for PlayStation VR, which is out pretty soon. I've been making sure I have all of the right accessories. I have the Move controllers. I have the navigation thing. I don't actually think you need that, but I got one anyway. Certainly I have the camera. And then, in the interest of making the best possible videos here, I may have kind of bought a racing wheel. Now, I don't know that I really have room for a racing wheel and this stand, because it's going to kind of go in this area here, and that's probably not going to work too well, but I do want to have the best possible Drive Club VR videos, so therefore I bought the damn thing. So now, let's hook it up and see how it runs. Well, I think this is how you put it together. So I'm all hooked up and plugged in and whatnot, and I'm going to boot up some of the Drive Club PS Plus edition, because obviously VR not out yet, but definitely looking to get Drive Club VR as kind of the main racing game. I know they're obviously patching a VR mode into Trackmania, but that has no wheel support. That's not really going to help me out at all. But hopefully more racing games to come. Obviously Gran Turismo Sport next year will have VR support. And so yeah, let's boot this up. Let's get this going. Let's get my capture kit going here and see how that all works out. The sheer amount of wires it takes me to get stuff done anymore in here is kind of ridiculous. And with PSVR, it's only gonna get worse. I still stand by the fact that this is a portable setup, but man, it's getting less and less portable by the day. Anyway, here I am in Drive Club, the PS Plus edition. I'm not fucking spending any money before buying the VR version for real. Got the wheel here. I do want to adjust these pedals, the angle. You can kind of adjust the angle of where the pedal should be at, so I haven't got into that just yet. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to kind of, get into it just a little bit here. And so you have all of the face buttons that you would have on a DualShock or on the face of this thing, so I can get around into the menus without having to use the wheel, because that's not going to work. So we're just going to into a single, kind of a test drive here, obviously in a car, and we're going to do a single event, and we're going to hop into a time trial, so not have to fuck around with other racers and crashes and whatever else. Obviously, PS Plus Edition only has India. So we're gonna get in India here. We're gonna get into this basic. You got some options here. There we go. That's some nice smooth straightaways. That looks like a good idea. Environment, just early. All this usual, just basic stuff, just to kind of get a feel for how this works. And we're gonna hit play. And not a lot of car options here because they're all locked behind, buying the full game. And the VR edition is the full game and all the DLC, it's my understanding. And that'll be on a disc at launch for like $40. So I have not seen it at Best Buy yet. I'm hoping for Best Buy because I get that discount with Gamers Club Unlocked, so fingers crossed, not paying full price. Or from Gamefly, either way. Anyway, we're going to start an event here. So, I'm already in it here. I'm already in it. And this is this is already going all the way. So I do have the option here to get out of the car, or to oops, shit, to hit square here and kind of, if you want to play outside the car. Obviously, when you get to VR, you're gonna want to be in this view because that's the realistic view. And that's kind of why I bought the wheel in the first place. So we will do a lap or two here in the car like this. But yeah, I do got to get these pedals adjusted. I have heard there is a brake mod for this particular Thrustmaster that is a pretty cheap mod that lets you get better use of the brake, because these are not as good as buying the good pedals. I wasn't going to spend an extra $100 on the good pedals. I already spent way too much, considering between the PS4 and the VR headset and the wheel and the stand, to put the wheel on. I spent way too much just for, a quote-unquote realistic VR racing experience. I don't know how to drift! Oh, nope, there we go, yep. So, the force feedback here, L3, where's L3? Oh, there it is. The wheel has the force, it's fucking fantastic. The force feedback on its wheel is pretty damn good. Obviously, not as good as spending, you know, 400 or 500 on a wheel, because you can do that. I didn't do that. I spent like 200. But still, between all this shit coming out and the PS4 Pro next month, this fall is way more expensive than I had initially hoped it would be. And then obviously next spring is NX from Nintendo, and then next fall is the Scorpio, and I'm in a position where, like, you know, I do video game stuff on fucking YouTube, so what choice do I have in the matter? You have to keep up. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think that's a lap. That's a lap. So I can exit here if I would like. There is my ghost to, you know, mess around with the ghost. But, you know, you pretty much get the idea of what this is going to be. I've never drifted it in a real car, so drifting with a wheel is going to be, you know, I can do it with a controller. I've sure as hell played enough fucking Ridge Racer. But doing it in this particular setup is going to be tricky. But I'm sure, like most things, you know, the more you practice, the better you get. And I'm looking forward to, you know, hopefully between the PS4 and certainly the PC. Certainly I have, you know, things like Euro Truck Simulator on the PC that I can get into with this wheel, because it has PS4, PS3, and PC. Unfortunately, you're kind of at a loss for Xbox stuff, because either you buy a wheel for Xbox and PC, or you buy a wheel for PlayStation and PC. So I went with PlayStation because obviously the main reason, the main reason for the wheel is for the headset, for the VR. And I was not about to say, yeah, let me go spend, you know, 800 on a fucking Vive to play, you know, iRacing. I'm not that hardcore. Like, you know, I'm hardcore enough to spend a bunch of money that I shouldn't have spent on this. I'm not super hardcore to have the whole fucking chair behind me and everything else. And you can, if you really want to get into, you know, video game racing, realistically, you can spend a shitload of money. And I'm like, I don't really have a shitload of money. I wish I did. But in my head, the real impetus is that, look, I'm going to go around to all of my friends and family, and I'm going to show them off this whole thing with the VR, with the game, with the setup, and get their reactions on camera for this channel. And I think that could be amazing. And my thought was, you know, I could do that with a controller and the VR, with obviously with Tribe Club and whatever else. But if you want to get that real awesome reaction, you need to be as realistic as possible. And certainly having the wheel for people that are in my family, like say my grandfather, who has a notorious lead foot, to get him to hold a controller, that's not going to be great. But certainly he's been, you know, driving for 70 years, so he knows how to fucking use a wheel. So that should be amazing, and I'm looking forward to doing that in the coming weeks. Don't expect it at, you know, on launch day, but certainly, you know, in November I'm going to get as much of those done as possible, and this helps with that a tremendous amount. Slam. I'm just bad at braking. Bad at braking. Like, you can't do this like you would do an actual car. Now this wheel does not have a clutch. That's, you know, extra. I'm not gonna need that. I don't have a shifter. That's extra. Like, I don't know how to drive stick. Now, certainly I could have bought that to learn to drive stick, but no. Come on now. Come on now. You've got the paddles here to, you know, do the shifting. If you want to have manual shifting, that's there. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna sit here with automatic. Like, look, I'm not gonna be setting any fucking records here. As it is. As it is. Anyway, I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what the deal is here with Drive Club, with a Thrustmaster. It's a T150, and with this GT Omega stand that I got off of Amazon, which I think there are a couple of different stand options, and I like the one that had the 2 bars instead of the 1 bar. I think that's going to be sturdier. So, and it's like, you would think it's portable, but it's like 40 or 50 pounds here, so it's veering on the edge of almost not being portable, and certainly space considerations in this fucking tiny-ass room of mine. Oh, I'm making it shake. I'm making it shake. Yep, they didn't want me doing that at all. Anyway, that's gonna do it. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. More racing wheel videos coming real soon. PSVRs next week, so look forward to that. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.